About ready to get started, folks? Everybody's been assembling out here in the front yard.
I think we're going to picture with the insurance,
Good job, Joy.
But the ones were good. All right, folks, let's gather around. We might as well get this thing, this show on the road. On the road.
Welcome, everybody, to the Onsite Renovation Group. We're broadcasting live out on Facebook for our friends who couldn't make it. So I hope you don't mind being in the video.
Puppy.
You guys want to say hello to everybody at home real quick?
Hello, everybody. Everybody.
Hi.
Hey, so you brought your friend?
Yeah.
Just welcome.
Just wonder what's going on with his house.
We're fixing to find out.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so
The Onsite Renovation Group is a group that meets every month on the third Tuesday at noon. And every month we meet out at a different job site. We might meet at a property that's just getting underway, maybe in the demolition stages. We may go to a house that's halfway finished. We may go to a house that's been fully finished and actually staged. We had a change of venue this week. We were going to be meeting at a property in Lawrenceville that was nearly finished.
which is my fault. I'll take responsibility for that.
So we had to do a last minute schedule change. So I promoted this as being nearly completed. What would you say? How much? How far along you think it is? 90%? 85%?
This is about 85% done.
85%?
How much did they do to this house? I'm curious because the guy told me they were just going to do some minor renovations. We spent a lot of time on this house, and it's just not the greatest lot in the world. So I'm just really curious how much work they've done on this house.
Well, hold that question for a minute. We're going to find out.
All right.
All right. So every month we go out to a different place. So this house, like I said, is about 85% complete. The actual owner had a family emergency and couldn't actually be with us today.
Yeah,
which is
but
Rick Smith.
We can try to get him on FaceTime.
Where
So
does
if
he
we have
live?
any questions.
Where does he live?
So he's not here to actually ask a lot of questions, but we are going to attempt to get him on to FaceTime. So we're going to actually ask the questions that I normally ask to him directly via using technology.
Okay.
All right. So normally we start out by asking, is he on? Is he ready?
No, I haven't called him yet because I was just taking pictures.
Okay.
So go ahead and you,
I answers a lot of it too. So.
let you guys start. I'll get him on the phone and then we can.
What do you want to know? How he got it?
Yeah, I usually start out by asking how did he acquire the property? How long ago did he acquire it? How long has he been working on it?
His realtor contacted him before she put it on the MLS to see if he was interested in purchasing it right before Christmas. So he came out and looked at it and said yes. So he got it for $350,000. And he's $350. What else you want to know?
Did you ask him why he didn't tear it down?
Are you a real estate investor?
No,
Member?
I live in the neighborhood, and everybody that walks by this house wants to know why he didn't tear it down.
We'll get to that. We're trying to do a live class.
Oh, okay. Just curious. I thought these might be informative questions.
Well, they will be. We're just going to hold them for the right time. They definitely are. And we'll be asking very similar questions. We just got to hold them until we get him on the phone. We don't know. Yep. All right. So he bought this. You say in December?
Yes, for $350,000.
$350. Do you know how much he's approximately putting into it?
About 110, 120.
So if I have any questions, what's the after repair
And then his after repair value is between $590,000 and $600,000.
Hey, since you're here, can we ask you some questions about the neighborhood while we wait to get him on the phone? Do you mind?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you were asking why he didn't tear it down.
Right.
Are they tearing down a lot in this neighborhood?
They're not tearing down this house was basically new construction.
Across the street? Okay.
Right. We did a major renovation on that house. The people that have walked by this house during this renovation phase have asked me why he didn't tear it down.
Yeah.
Because the general feeling in the neighborhood was that it was a tear down as opposed to a renovation. And so that's what I'm kind of curious about is why he didn't tear it down and build something bigger in the neighborhood. And I asked him if he had driven around here and seen the homes that are in the neighborhood because we're right up here by the hospitals.
Right, real close.
You know, there's a home around the corner that sold, they tore that down. The guy put it, one point bought it for 1.1, put $400,000 or $500,000 into it. There's a house over here that was torn down. It's a $2 million house. So I'm just curious why he
On this
didn't.
street, do you
Yeah.
know what they're selling for on the street as we see them here today?
I don't, because this is a very popular neighborhood and people tend to hang on to their houses.
Because we
And
heard the comps, at least on the street, were the high fives, low sixes. Do you know if that's true or not?
I don't know if
'Cause you're
that's
mentioning a few
true.
streets over where they're $1 million homes.
Yeah.
We did see some for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that the man who owns the White House on the corner is talking about whether to tear it down or renovate it or just keep renting it. It's been rental property for 35 years. He's never lived in it.
Well, he's got Rick on the line, so we're going to see if we can get some questions answered from him.
Cool.
Okay, and you will be able to participate as well. I usually start by asking some questions, then we'll turn it over to the audience and let you guys take turns. So you got Rick on the line.
Yeah, but I don't want to engage in a neighborhood dispute, so. Okay, Rick's on the line, so shoot with your questions.
Can we see him?
We can, so hold on. There's Rick. Everybody say hi, Rick. Hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
Rick,
Rick.
what's up, man?
This is a first
He might
for
need to adjust his
this
camera
is
a little bit.
this is a first for
We
us,
see
by the
from
way.
your nose up, Rick.
Okay.
You guys come to the driveway. Come to the driveway.
This is a first for us for a.
So Rick had a family emergency today and couldn't be here, but he's on with us. We're going to ask him some questions. So we were just asking Chrissy, you got this property back in December, is that right?
Actually in October.
October.
October?
End of October.
Paid $350 for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Got it through an agent?
Yes.
Okay. So how far along are you with the renovation so far?
I guess you'll have to see this. It's it's getting pretty well done. We're getting close.
Yeah. Okay.
We're getting real close.
So from an outside standpoint, what did you do to the outsides?
We painted it, and the columns were rotted, and we had to replace the columns. The roof over the garage, I mean, the trees were growing into the garage in the front there so tight, you couldn't even walk through there, you couldn't get through there to even see what was in there. But there was so much stuff up on the garage roof from all these trees and overgrowth that was there that the roof over there was actually shot. It wasn't that old, but it was shot, and the tree limbs were rubbing on it and so on and so forth. And so we had to trim all that out of there, get that taken care of.
I don't know how to volume. Basically, hang on, Rick. He replaced the roof above the garage because there was a bunch of rotted wood up there because there was a tree limb over there. Replaced all the columns because they were all rotted. Painted the house, the exterior of the house. I just asked him about the exterior. So we're going to see the interior.
Does he have new gutters?
Did you put new gutters? Looks like you did.
Yeah, some of them we did. And there's some roof work up there. So one of the edges got to be finished up yet. I don't think they finished it yet.
Okay, the question.
We had a question from one of your neighbors.
Why did I tear it down?
About if why you didn't tear it down as some of the other people are in the area.
I have my theories on that, but I'll let you answer.
But yeah, what was your thought process going into this? Did you consider a tear down or just heck no?
If I had an extra $1 million laying around that I could build a new one, I might have built a new one. But
Yeah, that was
That's what I
my
was
theory.
thinking.
My theory was.
the answer? I didn't hear. I'm sorry.
Well, he's
Too
going
much.
to repeat
It
some
was
of the
the
answers.
cost.
Okay.
It was
Cost,
basically the
yeah.
cost.
And
You didn't
I
have an
think
extra $1 million
everybody's
laying
got
around.
$1 million to spend on a house.
Yeah, the cost. I assumed that as soon as the question was asked, I'm like, it wasn't cost effective to
Well, it
tear it
doesn't need to be
down.
torn down. It's
Because the
beautiful
area may
Yeah.
support higher comps for these $1 million homes that are in the area, but maybe not on the street, or maybe so.
Well, it all comes down to
That's-
it all comes down to a money. I mean, for those of you that are here, it all comes down to a money issue. To build a $1 million home in this area, you're looking at $150 a square foot
plus.
plus. Okay, so if you take a 2,000 square foot home and you put in $1.50 a square foot, what is that? Who has a calculator? My calculator is being used at the moment.
Yep.
So
You got
what's
350
2,000?
lot.
What's 2,000 square? Put 2,500 in this area. Let's just use a 2,500 square foot home.
375
That's the 375, just the cost of the build,
plus the lot.
plus the lot, plus the tear down,
plus
plus the
excavation.
profit, plus the everything. So I mean, you could
But some of these houses we were passing in the $1 million range were way bigger than 2,500 square foot. They were.
Yeah. So Rick, what was the purchase price?
$350.
$350. So you figure he would have purchased any one of these for $350. By the time you scrape it, you're looking at $4.
Easy.
By the time you put another $350 in just the build, now you're at $750.
Plus your holding costs, your
Plus your
interest,
holding costs, plus your interest costs. It's close.
and there's no
So
profit.
and there's so that I really believe that
So the numbers might have worked.
might have.
Might have worked, but as he said, that's a big chunk of cash.
Yeah, exactly. It all comes down to a money issue.
How many of these have you done, Rick?
I have more buyers for $600,000 than I do for.
Exactly, and he said I don't know if you heard him. He said there's more buyers for $600,000 than there is over $1 million, which
Yep.
couldn't agree with him more.
Yep. How many of these deals have you done, Rick? How many rehabs?
This is the first one for years. I used to do it years ago when I was younger, but this is the first one I've done. I had a spinal cord injury years ago, and
Yep.
had to learn to walk all over again.
So that's a very important point.
It took me a long time to get here.
This is his first rehab in a while. You
Yeah.
want to go do a $1 million rehab on your first deal?
No.
No, not a.
Absolutely not.
I mean, even
I mean,
this
this is a
one,
big-
even this one
this
is a
is
big
a
one
rehab
for his
for your
first
deal.
one
You
back.
haven't done one in a while. Okay? So you
So.
want to kind of take baby steps first. He jumped all in and doing a $600,000 house. That's a pretty big deal. Okay?
Yeah. All right. So, any other questions?
Before we go inside, let's take some
Answer
questions
his
from the live audience.
Huh?
And we will repeat his answers if you can't hear them.
What was the condition of the house?
By the way,
Yeah, but he's before and after.
I'm
by
sorry,
the
Rick.
way, you rode your bike here. Where
That's
did you
right.
come in
No
from?
guts, no glory.
2 miles from here.
I'm
You
not
live
going
in
to
Charleston here? Okay.
Guy
So you're
can-
pretty familiar with the area. So what was your question again?
What was the condition of the house?
What was
was-
the condition?
What was the condition of the house?
Nasty.
Nasty. Has it,
How did that happen?
Okay.
Nasty, how so? Were they hoarders or what? What was the deal?
No, they lived there. They owned it, but they just wouldn't ever do anything to it. It was nasty, all outdated, and just was not taken care of at all.
was it vacant, and if so, how long?
Oh no, they were living there right up until the end.
Okay.
And what's the age of the house, if I missed it?
Age of the house, Rick?
I think it was built in the late 60s, if I remember right, 68, 69, 70, somewhere in there.
Had it been updated since?
No.
It was. How did you come across this? I meant maybe how did?
My realtor that I was working with trying to find something for me.
Okay, so you got this through a realtor. So it
Yeah,
wasn't a
she-
foreclosure, probate, or anything like that.
No, and she got it to me before it went on the market, basically.
I was going to ask you how you got it without everybody bidding up the price here in Brookhaven.
Yeah.
So
and
she got your
it
pocket
for
listing.
me. It was one that was coming up, and she got me into it. So,
Nice. That's what
But
we
she-
call a pocket listing. You
but
get them before they hit the
she does
MLS.
get the listing going out. So,
And was it a motivated seller? Like, was it?
What was the
list? Someone asked, was it a motivated seller? So the answer to the question is, it was just about to be listed, right, Rick?
yes. They
So,
wanted to buy something else.
He mentioned pocket listing. How many people do not know what a pocket listing is?
I don't.
A pocket listing is when, is there any agents? We have any agents? Okay.
I don't know. I'm new agent.
Okay, so you're
I'm
new
not
agent.
sure.
All right, a pocket listing is
The
when,
listing's in your pocket.
yeah, exactly. You haven't listed it on the multiple listing yet. You've got the paperwork signed, and it's kind of in your pocket right now. The whole thing's just kind of sitting there, and only you see it as the agent. Okay, which is, not supposed to happen, but it happens every day.
And do you know why it's not supposed to happen? Just out of curiosity, you want to tell them why it's not supposed to happen?
Well, because it's unfair advantage for the agent.
Agent equal
Agents.
opportunity. Equal
That's right.
opportunity.
Because
There's
if the
a-
agent had thrown it out into the MLS, it probably would have got bid up and sold for a lot
Yeah.
more.
Right.
So,
So, but we look for pocket listings all the time. So,
It happens all
I
the
mean, it
time.
happens all the time.
So really, it's a relationship.
No, it's just, I mean, because,
But she's guaranteed the listing on the other end.
yeah, so she's guaranteed. The answer, it's to the agent's advantage
have
to
sold
list it.
before she lists it.
To list it, because you didn't pay her a 6% commission, did you? Or did you?
No, I didn't.
No.
It was only the buyers.
Yeah, so she just paid. You just paid 3%. So you just paid a 3% commission.
Yep.
So then she's going to get another
Yeah.
3% when she lists the
good.
property.
Yep.
And also pocket listings, we do a lot for foreclosure.
So she got in and out quick.
Yeah.
Pocket listings. I pay my realtor $500 to do a pocket listing for me.
Okay.
More questions?
How was it working with the city of Brookhaven?
Question on the floor is, how was it working with the city of Brookhaven?
Or how is it?
Or how is it?
It wasn't bad. It's just the timing for the permits, because one happened right around Thanksgiving, and they say, to get permits 7 to 10 days, and of course they stretch it out, and of course with the holidays and everything, that means 7 to 10 business working days.
Yeah.
And so it put us really behind, and then inspections came right around Christmas time. We did inspections, and that got held up too, same way.
Okay.
So he bought it in October?
You bought it in October
And start rehab in December.
and started in rehabbing in December, right?
Yes, because my first contractor had a problem.
No. Which is
You're kidding.
Well, no.
It amazes me.
Never heard of that.
But no,
Never heard
his
of that.
contractor's son died, got killed. That's how he had a problem. He had
Oh,
a
okay.
family.
That's amazing.
Okay, well that is a real.
He,
That's it.
Life tragedy.
he went into a
Yeah.
deep depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life
But
tragedy.
contractor problems do happen.
Yeah.
That's not how he knows.
Contractor problems
Yeah.
happen every day.
Yeah.
So. All right. So any other questions outside here?
Is the house on a slab?
It is not on a slab. It has a basement, and we will see that in a minute.
Were there any major structural issues?
Any structural issues,
Since
Rick?
he's not here, right? He doesn't-
Yes, it's going to have one by the garage. I've got someone waterproofing coming out. In fact, if anybody knows anybody that does waterproofing, it's got a good contact for somebody. I would like to get that. I've called some people to come out and look at it, but there's some water that does leak into the garage at times.
Okay. Just the garage?
Yeah, the crawl space, it might have just a little bit.
There's water in there now.
It was mostly because of where the trees were. There were so many trees and so on and so forth there, and they actually pushed that wall in a little bit. But it's I got to make sure it's everything's fine with it.
Okay.
And, but it was regraded, and the guy that regraded got too close to the wall.
Okay. Any other hidden gotchas? Any other things that popped out and got you that you weren't expecting?
There's always a few things, but nothing super major. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay.
Did he have an inspector come out, or did he just do all of this?
Question was, did you have an inspector come out, or did you inspect the home basically yourself? And
No, I had it inspected.
Great question.
okay.
Now, how did you fund this deal?
Unfortunately, I financed some of it, and the rest is my own money. All the rehab's been my own money so far, and of course, I had to pay my money down, front. But I did finance some of it, which has cost me a fortune.
Yep. And how much do you have in it so far? Total.
Don, I used hard money.
I'm not positive right off the
I
hand.
did
I
too.
haven't run the
You told me
figures
hard money,
lately, but I got too much in it. I know that for what I wanted to have in it.
Because you got $350 into it for the purchase price. We're curious about how much you have in the rehab so far, and where do you think it'll end up?
Because I was figuring with the real estate fees that I'm going to have to pay, and of course my finance fees and all that stuff. That's what I was figuring out before. So I'm going to have close to probably 5 or a little over 5 in it.
Okay. And what do
So
you?
I'm going to be real tight.
Yep. What do you predict? What do you predict it's going to be selling for?
Well, I hope it'd be 600, but I don't know. We originally figured at 525 on a quick sale, but now, like I said, I'm going to have close to that much by the time I'm done.
Because this is a nice area, and I'm sure there's a lot of comps you can choose from. You do a good rehab. That you can probably get 6. I mean, I don't see, by looking at this street, I wouldn't see why not.
We'll see.
Yeah, and
I'll look at it.
that's what the realtor said now too. That he feels that 6 is probably not out of the ballpark.
How far are you from Northside Hospital? I hear it's really close.
About 2 blocks.
2 blocks.
You can
Yeah.
walk.
They're all right there together. So
Yeah.
you
So-
can walk up there.
This is an unusual way to have a meeting, I gotta tell you.
You should have bought your big iPad Pro.
I did, but-
All right. Any other questions? You know this area pretty good. 600 sound reasonable?
That looks like what this street, it varies.
Yeah.
Different.
Especially being so close to the hospital.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah,
other
see, I would
questions?
I would think that he would maybe not have a hard time with $1 million house on this street, but definitely.
Their house is
Yeah.
Well, the inside is still.
All right, so we can go. We can head inside. You guys want to head inside now?
Yes.
All right. Just do me a favor. Make sure you.
No mud on your feet.
It's. I mean, it's still. There's. Hey, Rick. By the way, they did not. I know. They did not start hardwoods. So.
Oh, they didn't. Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
They had about a 2-foot section. They had a 2-foot section that looks like they were testing
Oh, okay.
upstairs, but nothing.
So if you guys want to go inside, try to stay out of the mud, come around on the pavement.
Yeah.
Rick, just the drywallers here, Oscar.
Because this is
And then some
very
other guy.
wet and muddy and slippery.
The one thing is the railing went upstairs is not secure on one side. It's secure.
Okay.
So the hang on one side that's secure. If you go up
Okay.
the railing.
Okay.
Going in the front or around?
All right. Appreciate
Let's
it.
go in the back.
All right. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go around back.
I'm going to get some exterior shots of the house real quick so everybody can see it. Gorgeous neighborhood. Yeah. I'm coming.
He's coming. You can probably take him with my iPad if you want.
It does have a bit of an unusual shaped backyard, kind of a triangular shaped lot like the neighbor was saying.
This is where the garage is. You have lots of off-street parking. It's, this is a benefit to this house here. So,
And in case you guys didn't hear that at home, Don was mentioning that it's got a big parking pad out back and plenty of off-street parking.
yep.
And I'll try to pan around where you can see it. I was just showing you the
Well,
backyard.
I'm thinking this is Facebook Live. It's that one.
Yep. We are on Facebook Live. So it's got a big triple wide parking pad up back here in the back. And the garage is around to the side. 2-car garage.
Yeah.
We tore that off there, of course, ugly soon.
Yep. Okay. Any questions back here?
So there were no other structures back here?
Just, he said just the awning back here.
Okay.
No other structures, right, Rick?
No.
Okay. All right.
When does he plan to be finished with the house?
What's your projected end date?
2 months ago.
Okay.
Okay. What's your new projected end date?
I'm hoping by the 1st of April, but I'm sure it's probably not going to work. It's going to have to be close.
Well, looks like you put all new windows in it.
Yeah.
The windows were actually new when I got it.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay.
ones that are in there, but they were all new.
Okay, so you didn't put those in there. Those were some.
Okay. That was the one really good thing about the house.
Okay.
You were saying the only good thing about the house was the fact that it had newer windows, which I was just pointing out to you up there.
All right. Well.
But he's not going to do anything else back here as far as for making that
Are you-
entertaining space?
Any idea what you're planning? Is there any plans for the backyard for any kind of entertaining space or?
Yeah, there's some stakes out there where I'm going to put a fire pit out there with some chairs around it and make a little area out there. There's some stakes out there, but it hasn't gotten done yet.
I did see the stakes.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the stakes.
And plants got to go out there in different areas. It's going to be planted and,
Okay.
so.
All right.
He's a little over in his repair costs. He's kind of being mindful of that.
Okay.
So since he's a little bit over in the repair cost, is he going to resurface the driveway?
The question was, since you're over on the budget for repairs, are you going to resurface the driveway?
That's like 20 grand to do it for them.
Don, how much?
People ask me that all the time. Because I'll go into driveways and they'll be cracked and there'll be like these dimples here, and everybody always says, "Well, why don't you redo that?"
Yeah.
Well,
Tell them why.
because it's super expensive and you're not going to get your return out of it. Because if you look at every single driveway in this neighborhood, They all look like this. So
Right.
now if all of them,
They're all the same.
if all of them were brand new, then of course this has to be brand new. But if they all look like this, if you drive through the neighborhood and they all look like this, that's acceptable. But you know, it's
There is a section of sidewalk that goes up to the front door that the skid loader guy broke, and so I've got to cut out about 6-8 feet of that and replace that. But other than that, that's going to be it for concrete work.
so did y'all hear that?
You're doing a little bit of light repair on the.
So the construction guy with the skidster or skid loader broke a section of the front sidewalk. So he's going to have to replace that. Other than that, nothing out there as far as concrete. Okay?
The question, I know this is his first rehab. Was he wholesaling before he got to this point?
So the question was, prior to this, were you wholesaling prior to this?
No.
No.
You just jumped in both feet and did this deal?
Yes.
Yep.
It's
No
a
guts,
big,
no glory.
no guts, no
He
glory.
used a lot of his own money.
Wow.
What happens when you use your own money?
Bad
You
thing.
put your own money in this. It hurts more.
Okay,
Things
so,
go wrong.
all right, so any other questions out here? Let's head inside.
All right. All right, watch your step, everybody. There's a lot of equipment, tools, debris laying around. All right, let's congregate in this room first. Kind of all gather around.
All right, so we don't have any light in here.
I've got my light.
Do we have power in here?
Yeah, some stuff. Probably they haven't finished up. By the patio door, there's some switches there that'll turn on some of the kiosk lights. But the rest of it over the kitchen, there's nothing really.
Okay, so this section has power. Yeah, this section over here has power. This section does not.
Yeah, they haven't got all this wired yet.
Yeah, it's okay. I think people can get a pretty good idea.
Yeah, have a quick shut the tools off while you're there.
Okay, we had a question.
I think you might have answered the question already, but how much was the rehab cost?
The question was, you may have answered it, but what was your rehab cost
So far.
so far?
About 109.
That's what you've got it in it. That's what you've got in it so far.
Yes.
Okay. Now I got a question for you. Is this marble?
Yes.
Okay.
Go and pull it back a little, see.
So this is marble that he used. A lot of people use granite. He chose to use marble.
Yeah, in this price range, yeah.
So that's a step up from granite.
It is not necessarily a step up. Hey Rick, do you know what you paid per square foot for your granite?
I don't offhand. It was cheaper than the granite was.
Yeah. Yeah, marble usually is. And the reason it is, anybody know why?
No, talk to us.
It's more maintenance.
More maintenance. Marble, if you've ever had a marble surface like in your bathroom, over time it gets stained really easily. So you have to seal marble more often than you do granite. So marble is a much higher maintenance stone than granite. It is cheaper because of that reason.
And it looks better most of the time,
Yeah.
fortunately.
So, you know, if you're in and out, fine.
Now, before we move into the kitchen, talk about this
That's
area.
actually, those
What
are
is
actually steel, that's a steel mesh.
Asking what this looked like beforehand, the fireplace.
Oh yeah, it's to protect it actually. That mesh, the mesh, she's asking about this mesh underneath here. Well, you can clean it, but this mesh actually keeps the marble from cracking. Huh? Yes, it does.
My granite don't look like that.
It should. If it doesn't, then they put it. This is steel. This is a steel mesh that they put on this to keep this from when you carry it and you move it to keep from cracking. Right. If it's
Same suit is leave it like that? I mean,
Yeah.
even our house.
Yeah, I don't think
doesn't
I've
look
noticed that before.
yeah.
That's not my island.
Well, check it, I never noticed.
It's
But
not.
that's
I clean my
what-
house.
But that's what it's for. That's what it's for.
That's definitely what it's for. Well, Don, I was asking, what did this look like over here before, this fireplace area?
All right, say that again. I'm sorry.
What did this area look like before?
So
did he paint it himself?
the question,
What's he going to do with the fireplace?
Your fireplace right here. What did it look like before? What's your plans?
The girl I have decided said that I need to leave it like it is probably and let them do what they want. But she said most people want to hang a big TV over the top.
Yeah.
So we left the mantle off because it's not going to get covered for big screen TV.
All right, I'll repeat that.
Anybody's got any better suggestions? I'm listening.
All right, did you guys hear that? No. All right, I'm going to repeat it. We asked him what he was going to do with this fireplace area. And he said, pretty much what you see is what you get for now. Because he was avoiding wanting to put a mantle on it in case they want to put a big screen TV up above it, which they may. But then he asked, what are the ladies' suggestions here? What do you guys suggest he does to make this look good?
Mantle.
A small mantle.
A small mantle, leave room for a big screen TV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, it doesn't have to be a big screen TV. It can be a 40-inch TV.
It could be a 55, could it?
Yeah, it could be
Yeah,
a
we
50-inch
want an
TV.
80-inch like you got.
Well, I'm just saying, like you. I tend to agree with him, Rick.
You wouldn't put that in your
I tend to agree that you need to have. I think you need to have some mantle on there.
Right. And it's something that
What do you guys think about any kind of built-in shelvings on the side? No, just leave it?
leave it. A mantle though.
A mantle for sure.
Yeah, it has to have that.
Shelves would look nice, but I mean, you can't do that.
Well, the other thing about shelves, you can do shallow shelves, meaning 12 inches.
He doesn't need to.
But if you do too deep, it'll close this room in. So you don't. If you're gonna do shelving or like a bookcase, yeah, I would just stage it.
By the way, Rick,
I would just stage it.
are you going to be staging this property?
Probably not.
Okay.
We might want to talk you out of
Yeah,
that.
I might want to talk you out of that
Okay.
because it'll sell much faster and for more money.
Right.
Okay.
Highly recommended in this day and age, in this market. You want to get top dollar?
Yeah, yeah. Seriously, in all seriousness, you want to stage this. Staging for this thing is going to be about $2,000.
Okay.
But I will tell you, get that back in 10. You'll get that back. Trust me.
What color is the exterior paint?
I went to, there's another property I'm offering on, it wasn't far from there, and, it was all full of dog stains all over the hardwood. It had a
Move into
gallery
the
kitchen,
kitchen.
it was real clean, and,
We have a path to the kitchen.
Yep.
And so the lady put it on the market anyhow with the realtor. They put it on over President's weekend, and they had 11 people go through the open house on 2 days. They had 8 offers, and one offer came in at $15,000 over asking price, and it was cash offer. No, yeah, that was a cash offer, and somebody wrote up an offer for $5,000 over what the highest offer was that they had.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. But what I'm saying is, if
Can you repeat a little bit of that?
no, not a chance.
Just a little bit. What was talking about in
You're
general?
just saying he went to another house and it was in pretty rough shape, and they were paying. He had how many offers?
She had, they had 8 showings, or 11 showings and 8 offers.
Okay, so they had 8 offers, and considerably people were asking
15,000 over asking.
15,000 they were asking. And
Was
what
it a
I,
fixer-
my
was it a fixer-upper?
suggestion is, if you stage this, not only will you get more over your asking price, but you'll get more offers, and it'll give you a better choice. It'll create a bidding war. Yep.
What color is the exterior wall?
What's the paint on your wall? Rose gray or?
I don't know, the girl.
I think it's Acer.
Picked it out, I don't even know what it is offhand.
I think it's
And
Acer.
looking
Oh, wait, what's this?
Buckets maybe.
They're asking
Oh,
about
it's agreeable gray, because I did versatile gray. I thought it was versatile gray at first. It's agreeable gray.
Agreeable gray.
Agreeable
Very
gray.
popular.
I always do
That's
that
one.
one.
It's the same color as like
The
I
Asia
never
must
know how
be
to
that.
pronounce it. It's R-E-P-O-S-E, repose or repose gray.
Repose
Sherwin
gray.
Williams.
Yeah, yeah. That must be the Asia color, because I'm like, I always use Asia.
All right, Don, let's move over here to the kitchen.
Okay.
You guys are good?
Okay, so we're in the kitchen now.
Let's talk about the kitchen.
Let's talk about the kitchen. Tell me about that.
All right, listen up.
What you see is what you get now, I guess.
Okay. Now these were handmade cabinets, you said, right?
Yeah, on the job site there, unfortunately. But
These are handmade cabinets.
Okay, so these
Here
were,
on the job
all
site.
right, so the difference between cabinets like this, these were made on site, okay, versus going to a pre-manufactured company that would make a box and put them together and bring them on site. Okay, so these have, if you look at the inside of these things, they have,
Are they soft?
they're full plywood frames. At least they look like it.
yeah,
Okay, so it's the difference that is like in the cabinet like this, you can get custom-made cabinets. So if you have an odd-shaped cabinet, you may want to do that. That's the upside. You can get unique cabinets that don't fit
Angle there.
the normal, 24-inch, 18-inch, 15-inch cabinets. Okay, you can get an odd size one made. The downside is it doesn't have the finish that I would call it is washable as a pre-finished one that you would get from a factory. Like these are painted, so you don't want to take your oily hands all over these things all the time.
So Rick, why did you have these made versus getting them like we normally, like the shaker white already?
Well, these are a shaker. Or, no,
I mean,
they're not. They're not
like
a shaker.
the panda cabinets or whatever. Why'd you go this route?
unfortunately, the reason is I had to be in Florida, and the contractor called me and he says, the cabinet man that we got the price from just upped this price of cabinets. He says, too much, and he said he can't do them for what he promised he was going to do them for, so we need to do something else. He says, my uncle will build them, and we'll save a lot of money.
If you don't,
Uncle will build them.
How much did you pay for the cabinets?
About 4 times what they would probably cost me otherwise.
Well, what's that
What was the
number?
price?
I don't remember offhand what it was. I don't have everything in front of me.
Can you guess?
4 times more than what?
About $6,000 probably.
Okay, that's about what they would cost. That's about what they would cost with Panda or
With the granite.
about $6,000. But no.
So unfortunately, when I got back from Florida, the job was already tied up, and the bases were somewhat built, and so on and so forth. And it's like, well, too late to turn back almost. I'm not sure. So we went ahead with it. It was a mistake, but we went ahead with it.
Okay.
All the doors and drawers have soft closure?
They built this.
They do not. See, that's the other thing is these cabinets here do not have soft close.
Yeah, they should have.
Oh, they do. They do. They do.
Doors do too?
Okay, they do.
Yeah.
All right. So that's good. Most of the cabinets that I see that are hand built do not, but these do. That's
So these
good.
are the soft close?
Yep. So he's got nice looking marble, by the way.
And these are his choices for the backsplash?
So, yeah.
Is
Rick?
this the main kitchen?
This is the only kitchen.
Rick, what color of backsplash are you going to use here?
It's white. It's a white. They're little square type things. I don't know.
Is that the one right there?
Yeah, I believe that's it. Yes.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Oh,
Is that what do they call that, Subway?
Subway.
These are small. These are
Small
mini
Subways.
subways.
I like that right there.
Yep, those were probably his 2 choices.
Yeah, you need to pull this car because it's too blended. That's too blended.
What do you guys think about the backsplash choices of the 2?
The gray, the gray, Rick.
The ladies seem to like the
You
gray.
need some color. Whatever this color is.
They got
Makes it classy.
everybody.
You guys say it makes it look classier?
Yeah, that looks classy. It needs color. Yeah.
More color?
Yes. It needs an accent. Yeah.
Don, what do you think?
Hold on, he's trying to talk.
Hey guys,
Used to the other tile.
Oh.
Cutting these down to 2 tile and put a line of gray.
Oh, right here, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
that'll be good, yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
All right.
What
So
about,
then-
what kind of appliances did you use?
What kind of appliances?
Yep. Stainless steel.
Yeah.
Well, this is stainless steel, that's
You know a brand?
They look like Frigidaire, made in the USA. Made in America.
I go with Whirlpool.
So, Rick, were these Frigidaire appliances?
I think they probably were. I got them at Lowe's at Black Friday sale, so.
Yeah, yeah. When they say made in America, they're Frigidaire.
It's probably Frigidaire, got it at Lowe's on Black Friday sale.
No, you're gonna have a refrigerator. It's Whirlpool microwave.
Okay, so it's the same company.
Whirlpool?
Yeah.
Same, yeah, they're the same.
This is probably Frigidaire, yeah.
Same. Okay.
No, somebody did ask about
All
the
right.
refrigerator.
Yeah, someone asked, are you going to buy a refrigerator?
It's in the other room.
It's in the other room, he said.
All right.
Now, I can give you my opinion.
Don's going to give you his opinion on refrigerators.
I've sold hundreds of homes. Hundreds of rehabs. But I can tell you, I can probably count on one hand the number of times I've purchased a refrigerator.
Tell them why.
Why?
Because most people want to bring their own and bring whatever they are comfortable with. Like my wife doesn't like to use a refrigerator. I mean, now if I put a smart refrigerator in here, people would love it.
Yeah.
With a
With
big
the
iPad
big
built into it.
iPad built into it. Okay, but that's a $3,000. That's a $4,000 refrigerator.
That's the point.
But doesn't the, I mean, I'm just asking.
And you're not going to get that out. It's not
But it does give
your
you that.
return. You're not going to get a return out of it. Your refrigerator is not what's going to give you a return. Now, if somebody comes to me and says, "Hey Don, we want," if the agent that's buying it says, "Okay, this is contingent upon you buying a refrigerator," then I'll put one in. But I'm going to put a cheap refrigerator that's stainless. It'll match, but it'll be inexpensive. If they want a better one, then I'll just give them an allowance and be done with it.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, because as long as your hole back there is finished properly and nice, you know, in my opinion, you don't need a refrigerator.
And the refrigerator is in the next room, and we'll see it. We got a question right here.
Do you guys have any recommendations for staging companies?
Yes. I use a company called Design to Sell. Her name's Barbara Helsonic. If you contact her, just tell her I sent you. She'll take good care of
Say
you.
it one more time, the name.
Design to Sell, the number 2.
Design number 2 sell. And you can Google that, design to sell with the number 2.
It's Barbara, I think it's HEIL dash
SONEK.
Close enough, we'll figure it.
Yeah.
Barbara Helsonic, something like that. Sure. Spell it. All right, any other questions about the kitchen before we move on?
Got a question about granite.
Yeah,
If your granite's unsealed, then do you just seal it with the spray? Like, how do you seal it exactly?
It's a spray on like almost like a cream. It comes out of a spray bottle, and you wipe it on like a wax. Yeah, it's easy.
Do these have to be sealed as well?
Yes, everything has to. All your stone has to be sealed. Yeah, all your stone products have to be sealed.
My parents renovated their kitchen and they got granite and it wasn't sealed.
So you got to seal it. Yeah, you need to seal it. So what you'll do is you'll go and you'll clean it really well, and then you'll get this, and it's almost like a waxy. It's almost like a paste.
Hey Don, I just want to give a few shout outs to Alan McDowell, Lisa Lee, Michael Hicks, Denise Linden, Ron Demick, Lopez, and one of them just asked about your question, which was staging. How much staging typically costs?
Well, it'll range anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. on average. Now, it depends on the company that you use and depending on how many rooms you get done.
This is a big house.
How many months?
Is this a
typically,
month or a month?
No, one time, and they usually do it for like 60 to 90 days
Okay.
Now,
before they charge you more.
Yep. You just staged a house, Chrissy. How much? It was a smaller home. How many square foot?
1,800,
How much it cost?
1,500.
1,500.
But I only did the living area, kitchen, the master, downstairs, and then the bath. Well, I did the bath myself, but she did do the bath. So
Did you use the same stager?
No.
Do you recommend your stager?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Staging by Stephanie.
Staging by Stephanie.
She's from Marietta, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long do they leave the staging stuff in there?
I'm getting 6 months is the max for me.
6 months. So you live up to 6 months. You got a question over here?
Does anybody has tried the virtual staging that is getting popular now?
Virtual staging is fine for online marketing, but that does you absolutely no good when they step in front of
and
you.
say, "Wow."
Yeah, the benefit of online staging, all it does is get them off of their sofa into the car to go to see the house. Once they get through the front door, if there's no virtual staging, if there's no staging, what will happen is they will be let down. They will be disappointed. And that's the last thing you want them to be when they walk in the front door is disappointed.
Because what they're looking at online.
Because what they're looking for online, what you want is, I would rather have okay pictures online. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. You need to be professional across the board. But
I've got a
what I would recommend is if they don't walk into your house and go, "Wow, this is nice," you've done something wrong. You've done something wrong. You haven't done enough. Alan.
Is Rick going to do a smart house or any part of this a smart house?
Rick, the question is, are you planning on doing any kind of smart house or any smart devices in here?
Not offhand, I'm not that smart to begin with.
You might want to save it for the next one.
Okay.
Don to help you.
I can help you to do it very easily, very cheap.
Hey, now you guys were asking about staging. What about photography?
Okay.
You mentioned online photos.
Okay, listen, I'm about to tell you something that is extremely important. I'm about to tell you something that is probably one of the biggest mistakes most people make when they list a home, is they don't get professional photographers to take their pictures. Now, if you're an avid photographer and you have the right equipment, what I mean by right equipment is the right kind of lighting and the right kind of lens to make it an open, wide open shot. Have you ever seen somebody come into a room like that and they take a picture and all you see is the picture of the corner? Or they try to take a picture of the bathroom and all you get is the toilet? That's someone trying to take a picture with the wrong lens. So you have to have a very wide angle lens, but it can't be so wide that it looks fish-eyed. Does that make sense? So it looks weird. So it has to be open enough that it looks like a natural room, but you can see everything. So that's a specialized lens.
Yep, and they have good lighting.
And specialized lighting. So I will tell you, it is worth whatever, and if you're worried about price, where's my agents? Any agents in the room? Make them pay for it. Make them pay for it.
Will they?
Yes.
Yeah, I have one for $125.
Exactly. So, most of my agents will pay for it themselves because they know the advantage of how it will sell the house.
Yep. Now, Chrissy, you staged a house recently and the photos look great.
Yep.
My realtor did that.
So the agent actually took the photos?
His photographer did.
Yeah, because they did a really nice job. How much did that cost?
I didn't pay for it.
Exactly.
Did you guys hear that?
That's my point.
What do you think about video photography?
Video photography is fine if you have the professional do it. But most people that do it, they go through their rooms too fast and make people sick, and it doesn't help your sell.
You want to show the house in the best possible light and make it look as good as possible, which is a lot of times why you don't want to be the one to do it. Leave it to a pro.
All right, any other questions?
How about the kitchen? We're going to keep on moving. You're going to go that way. We'll check out the fridge.
This is the main. This is the main.
This is the kitchen.
This is the kitchen.
This house only has one.
You guys can go ahead that way. I'm going to head upstairs.
Did he change the layout of the kitchen or how?
Rick, did you change any of the layout at all?
This is the fridge folks were asking about. It is a Whirlpool, stainless steel, double door. They're in here doing some work, so we're probably going to head upstairs, away from the noise for now. We'll follow you upstairs because they're working down here.
Okay.
So you took box, and so when you're upstairs, when you look down to the kitchen, all you see is a big dark wall that boxed that off.
Okay, good.
So that's why that got opened up like it did.
What was the question,
Okay.
Tom?
Did he take out any walls or do any reconfiguration? And he said yes, he did. He moved. There was a wall that was here all the way to the edge of this cabinet, and he took that wall out.
Okay.
Was there ever a kitchen upstairs or no?
Was there ever a kitchen upstairs? I don't think so. No.
Great question, though, but yes.
Are there bedrooms down there?
Hey, this is where we take the tour, so we'll find out. Because they're working down here, we're going to start
Stairs are original.
Everybody?
It does have to give it a kind of a neat design look.
All right, so was this original, these stairs?
Yes, those stairs were original.
And did he do anything to change it up?
You didn't do anything to change it up, did you?
No.
No.
Was he refinishing the hardwood or anything like that?
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's refinishing this. These are all new hardwoods. Yeah, I'm sure he's doing that.
So is that new hardwoods on the stairs?
That's the existing hardwoods.
Yeah, it's all been sanded down, except for it just all broke apart.
Okay.
So we were able to salvage enough of it to put it on that.
All right, can you repeat a little bit for me? So I was asking if this, what's
All right.
new and what's original?
So the stairs are still original. They haven't sanded those yet.
Okay.
I don't think it's stain on them. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they might have stained them already.
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're real, it's hard to tell.
They do have. They do.
So the hardwoods we're standing on are new.
The one in the living room is not new. It's just the one in the hallway upstairs, on top of the steps.
So the hallway upstairs is new, and what we're standing on here is just being refinished?
Yes, they're all should be resanded now.
Yeah, they've been sanded.
Yeah, they've been sanded.
Right. And the steps were sanded in the hallway up there, but like I said, the hallway up there is recycled hardwood.
Okay.
So
is
the floor going to be staying the same color as the stairs?
Well, yeah, yes.
Where are they at?
Did you say a darker color?
Let's see if I can show you the stairs.
Yeah, they don't look too good. I don't know.
Yeah, they're.
Looks like they messed them up.
It's more like a traditional oak color.
Yeah, they need to be. I just took my hand and.
So was your question if it's going to be different color stairs?
Yeah, because I don't think it's the same wood as the flooring.
Well, it's all oak.
She's asking, are they going to be all the same color, or are you going to give it a little accent color?
No, they're all, the stairs and everything's all going to be the same color.
Okay. You're doing the same color? Okay.
Did somebody ask about the flooring?
You go upstairs, Don?
Real hardwood?
These are real hardwoods, yes. These are new. The hallway up here is not. These are recycled from downstairs.
No,
And
no, the hallway is new, but the rest of it is the same.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, that's why the hallway is new from downstairs, right? You said.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is existing.
Oh, this was existing. You just sanded this. Yeah. Yeah. So. It's really hard. It's really hard. If you've got good hardwood floors, it's really hard to mess them up. I mean, like, they have to be really chewed up, because I've had hardwood floors that have pitting and things like that. You can come in and they sand them down, and then they put this powder in them. And they refill all the gaps.
Yep, because I had two big labs at home, and they just gouge the floors. They sand them down like a brand spanking.
Yeah, and they'll fill the gaps. They take. It looks like, almost looks like sand. It's not as gritty as sand. It's like a powder.
Does it cost a lot to refinish existing hardwood floors?
It costs you about $2.50, $3 a square foot to refinish.
Yeah, so that's
It's going to cost you. The laminate, no, new is going to be about $5. It's going to be.
Okay. It's a better deal to refinish.
Yeah, if you don't have to. Yeah, it's a better deal. If you have hardwoods existing, you don't have to. You just refinish them.
Okay, what if you didn't have hardwoods and you want to put hardwoods down? I've heard of it's like a fake hardwood, but it's very durable.
It's laminate. Yes. That's what I recommend. That's what I recommend. And those are going to be anywhere from, depending on the product, okay? You're going to spend anywhere, it's going to be similar, like nowadays the laminated veneer floors that you see, the floating floors, they're almost as much as hardwoods if you were to have real hardwoods put down. Like I just had 2 sets put down in 2 different houses, and the cost of the floor itself was $2.50 a square foot, just for the floor. Okay? And then by the time you get installation and prep, all the finish work, what am I doing?
We're going to go upstairs.
Just try to step on the...
Yeah, and notice the rail is a little loose, so be careful, don't lean on it.
Yeah, the one on the left.
Yeah, which one of these railings is not secured well?
So if you already have hardwood floors and they look good, and there's one spot that doesn't look good,
yeah, you can refinish it.
just that one spot, and you'll match up.
If you can't, what they'll do is they'll remove it and they'll feather it in.
Okay. All right.
Like you could take, I mean, it's pretty amazing how they do it. I mean, you wouldn't think that it would look good, but it looks amazing.
Okay.
Like if you had one section that had like water damage, for example, they could take and, if you're going to do that, get a decent hardwood company to do it.
Okay.
Because I've seen companies come in and they make a square cut and it looks like it's square. You want to make sure they feather it in so that one's longer. See, like you can see where the edge is here on this board and the edge is here on that board. See how that's feathering. Okay? Make sure they feather that. Like where the board ends here, then this board ends here, and then this board ends here. See what I'm saying? It's
deliberately uneven.
Yeah, it's deliberately like.
It's not like one big long line.
Stagger them.
Yeah, it's staggered.
Now, is it cheaper to fix that or to have the whole floor redone?
Fix it.
Okay.
Real floor, this is cheaper to fix, which is real.
Yes, it's cheaper to fix.
Let's go that way.
All right. So now this is the master, right, Rick? Yes. No, it's not. Oh no, this is the Jack and Jill. Never mind.
This is not the master. This is Jack and Jill.
I do like that mirror.
I know, like, where did it?
You got some built-in shelves. I knew this wasn't a master because it's too small.
Find out where you got that? Huh? Yeah, I need that. I need one of these. I need 2 of them actually. Engineer, how much is most of my houses?
You want to shine Island?
Well, okay.
Smile.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
everybody.
Engineered hardwoods, I would rather put laminated floors than engineered hardwood. Yes. Not nowadays. Yeah, I have.
She's got the subway tile with the accent color. This is the Jack and Jill bathroom. So dark gray on the walls.
Black your shirt.
Can you get it off for me?
Laminate.
12 millimeter, 10 or 12.
Yeah, you don't want, I used to tend to go like 13.
I just follow mine.
Yeah. So the thicker they are, the thicker they are, yes.
Yeah, this has got
I
some rope
love the
accents.
mirror. The mirror is unique.
It's distressed.
It's distressed, yeah.
Nice view of the backyard.
Nice light coming in.
There you go.
My guy charged.
Hey, Don, did you get, how many comments you want to make about the bathroom?
I like the mirror. You did a good job on the mirror. Yeah, man, it's pretty. It's a nice theme going on throughout. You got the same color.
Do those open?
It looks like a, is this a dark gray?
No, okay.
That is a darker gray.
Oh, it is?
Did you guys see the shower?
Just that is a darker
Did you see the shower? The subway tile and the,
the inset.
he's got an inset.
Why do you think engineered wood? Because engineered wood is softer. I mean, it's like hardwoods. Okay, it doesn't have the white finish on it. White. Engineered hardwood versus it comes better from a person that does it, but engineered hardwood versus a a higher end laminate.
Laminate's going to be more indestructible.
Yeah.
If you have an active home, beachfront houses, I used to live in Charleston, so the sand, dogs, pets, they don't scratch. Hardwood, they'll get some scratches, you'll have more maintenance.
And the engineered hardwoods are thin. They typically put engineered hardwoods in when you can't put regular hardwoods in, and because maybe your door jambs are too high or
generally
on a slab.
Generally on slab.
On a slab. And you can only, maybe even only finish them one time. And then once that's, I mean, you can't finish them, like these you can finish multiple times. Engineered hardwoods, depending on how heavy the person is on the sander, you may only be able to finish them once, refinish them once.
And this hardwood is a square edge, so you can resand that. If it's a beveled edge, you lose the bevel.
Right.
So what's the kind of pecking order price-wise? One versus the other? I know you said laminate $250
Well, I'm
to
going to tell you, like, for example, I put bamboo in my house. It's a floating floor. It's as thick as regular hardwood floors, but it's floating.
So what do you mean by floating?
When it floods again, it'll float.
What I mean by floating is it snaps together.
Okay.
It does. It's not nailed down. It snaps together, and it sits on. In my case, it's felt that has a seal. It has a I don't know what you call it, like a
vapor barrier.
Like a vapor barrier, or like a plastic vapor barrier. That goes down first, then it almost looks like felt, but it's pretty thick. And then the bamboo goes on top of that. Okay. The nice thing, the reason I went with bamboo is I have 2 dogs. I have 2 80-pound dogs, and we've had it for 2 years, not a single scratch. And my dogs are really active.
Yeah, some of the bamboos have one of the highest janker ratings.
Right. That's why we went with that. If you now that my floor downstairs to buy that floor, we'll say where I put that, you got about 1,300 square feet. I paid $7 grand for just 1,300 square feet. So I don't know what they figured.
And then plus labor over top of that.
Plus the labor to put it in. Okay. But that's not laminate. That you can buy laminate for, I don't know, what's your 13 mil laminate? Okay, it can go from $1.75 up to $2.50, depending on how, what the look you're going for.
And doesn't the cost of the house that you're selling it for, doesn't that matter as to what you put in?
Sure.
Absolutely.
It does.
Hey, speaking of that, tell them real quick about your due diligence you're doing, which answers questions like that later on.
Yeah, on, what's the date? The
31st.
31st.
Easter Sunday.
The 31st, I'll be doing an all-day class on this type of thing, due diligence, like making sure that you get into a house so that you can make money at it. How to factor in repairs, what to offer the homeowner, how to do your inspections as far as what needs to be done. Anything that goes into what I call due diligence or homework of the home before you buy, before you sign on the contract. And then once you sign, then what do I need to do? How do I make sure that this thing is successful before I really get started?
Yeah, and knowing what your exit's going to be before you start. Are you going to buy and hold it? Are you going to fix and flip it? Or are you going to wholesale it?
Now, I do a lot of due diligence in almost every seminar I do. But this is going to be a whole day, so we're going to take our time and go through a lot of detail. Because we're going to do some exercises. I mean, it's going to be a different class than you.
Big focus on valuations and repairs.
Right.
As it sits now versus after repair value if you mac it out really nice versus if you're going to just fix it up and rent it out.
You know, what are the multiple ways you can value a home? Like you can do it price per square foot. You can do it as an average comp. How do you go and determine what this house will truly get? What will the market truly bear for this house?
And if you guys are interested, Chrissy does have some sign-up sheets here if you want to sign up. There is a 2-for-1 special going on. It expired, but I'm extending it today since we're on-site renovation group. 2-for-1 special. You also go to the Atlanta REIA homepage and scroll down a little bit. You'll see it, atlantareia.com, and scroll down. You'll see the due diligence workshop. It's very inexpensive, and there's a 2-for-1 special where you can bring a spouse, a parent, or an adult child, or a corporate business partner at no extra charge. I'm trying to talk Don into doing a second day in the near future where we take what you learned in class and actually go do it out in the field at a house like this where we walk around and have you evaluate it.
Yeah.
You run the comps. You see what it's worth.
We can't do it that weekend because it's Easter Sunday.
But that is something I'd definitely like to schedule where you can actually put your skills to work.
Hey Rick, you still there with me? I think we're okay with Rick. I mean, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you very much.
Let's
I
give Rick a big
appreciate
round of
it.
applause for
Thank
being
you,
the host
Rick.
of this house.
We appreciate it.
Woo!
Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. That way you're not staying on there listen to us talk. So.
Okay. Yeah,
Thanks.
call me back if you need something.
We will. Thank you, Rick.
If you come up with any good ideas for me.
I will. I'll call you on the side. I'll take some notes. I'll call you and we'll discuss it.
Yep.
Yep.
It's good to have a bunch of ladies present because they all have good opinions.
All right.
I have a question. What room is this?
This
We
is
haven't got to the master.
This is a Jack and Jill.
This is a Jack and Jill.
Okay, that's why it has the bathroom in between. Okay.
Call it Jack and Jill. So this is the kids' room. We haven't seen the master yet. Let's go find
Okay.
it.
That's what I'm trying.
All right, let's go find the master.
Yeah, not this Saturday.
Right. It's April or March 31st. This must be the master, Don. It looks like they're testing out some
You can see,
stain
can I,
colors.
yeah, just shower panels, like, hello, yeah. Sometimes they say what you
Space is everything.
I have seen that needed in the master down there.
Storage.
What's the price of the glass door?
Yeah.
About.
I believe it's 19 for gold, 29 for silver, I think 99
Something like that.
numbers.
Okay.
And it's 2-for-1, special going on. It expired, but I'm extending it to big, which is yesterday, to onsite yesterday. It looks like he's testing out some stain color there.
He is.
So is Rick on? Is he gone?
Yeah, we just let him go.
Oh.
Well, you can ask us, and maybe we can answer for you.
So I wanted to ask him, who made all the selections for him? Because he's not here, right?
Okay. Ask a question, we'll ask Don and see if he knows.
Square thing in the
Find
ceiling.
out, let's ask.
It's almost like a different,
Could be for fire.
This were my homes for
We'll ask. We just had a good question come up, and that was, if Rick's out of town a lot, who's making his purchase decisions on all the...
Yeah, who made all
I think his design woman.
So he has, so do you have like a
Well, I
person
mean,
like that
sorry,
as part of
design-
your team? Your
Design
team?
person.
Right.
Designer.
Doesn't the general
Sorry, did that-
contractor too make a lot of decisions, give you options and then you
Yeah,
pick?
of course. A good contractor will give you all kinds of options. Now, my thing that I like is that the toilet area in there.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Now, I'm assuming right here is going to be a tub, though.
I think the tub's right there, one of those nice tubs.
I saw a tub here somewhere.
Yeah, it's outside there. Okay,
If this were me,
come on with it.
this would be one giant steam shower.
That's kind of small. Is it big?
It's a two-person shower. So if you want more than two in your shower,
Oh yeah, that's big. And you can sit. That's nice.
In most of my homes, I always have a house that has a tub. Always.
But not in all the.
But not in
and
every.
the Jack and Jill have one.
And most people don't even take the
Doesn't
bath.
necessarily save you money, but it allows you to put fancier things in.
I want to see.
But you always want a tub just in case there's a child somewhere.
Exactly. So you want a bathroom to have a tub in it for the kids.
My personal house.
For the master, unless you have a very large master, we're doing more like
You have to be doing something and
You could be.
on our little table right
And you could probably put another shower head there or up here.
Yeah, but you have to take all the sand and run the water.
Yeah, that's why you do it in advance.
So, yeah, it's.
This
gonna
is just
be-
kind of like a weird shape right now.
Well, it is, and it's good use of their space.
Now, I personally think this looks kind of old school. The tile choice.
It is a little.
It looks like something.
This is kind of cute.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Around it, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
Greek
like that
tile.
around here. Yeah, exactly.
That tile looks kind of old school.
Not a going with
Is this new?
Well, first off, you guys have to understand a couple things. You have two different the only criticism, or the only critique, I should say, not even criticism, the only critique that I would do in here is, you got warm colors and cold colors clashing in one room.
Right, beige and gray. And the colors should blend in the white.
Right, so I love this color right here. I love the gray, I love the white. I think that's what every house is going in all my house right now. I would have gone with a gray tile of sorts, even if it was the same type of, but instead of being yellow and gray, I mean yellow and white or tannish, I would have had much more gray in this, and I would have had that in here.
It's kind of old school.
Because what happens is your eye doesn't recognize or doesn't realize why you don't like that or what you just know that, because if you ever walk into a house and you go, it's nice, but you don't fall in love with it.
You want to say, wow.
Okay, and he did a good job.
I think the reason they did it though, because they didn't change the ceiling.
Maybe.
They're trying to tie that, because it's all moldy and stuff, look at that.
Yeah, that's probably, in fact,
They
this
probably-
might even be original.
But what a small thing to
That's probably why it looks dated.
that impacts the whole room.
Yeah, I was
And
saying,
here's
this is
the
not
other
like
thing
the
I
Probably
will
been
tell you.
redone like a decade or so ago.
Here's the other thing I will tell you in most renovations. When you walk into a house for the first time and you see something that's the nicest in that house, like it's in good shape. Now, let's pretend for a second this was original. That may have been the nicest part of the whole house was the shower. Well, the problem is, once you take that, I'll give you an example. We did a house out in East Cobb, and the tub, it had a garden tub, a big garden tub. And it was the nicest looking thing in the whole house. And I told the student, I said, you need to replace the tub. She goes, well, no, that tub looks great. I'm like, it looks good now. But the minute you take and you put all brand new stuff around it, that's going to stand out like a sore thumb. And that's exactly what happened. We got this whole thing finished and she went, yeah, you're right. That looks terrible now. And when we first walked in there, that was the shining star. That was the nicest thing in that bathroom. So when you start putting all new stuff around it, the stuff that you thought was okay probably is not going to be okay.
I don't think this is, because I've not even seen anything like that in Floor and Decor.
Yeah, that's
I think they might have updated this house years ago. That's not from the 60s. Probably in the late 90s, early 2000s.
It doesn't go, and this does not look new.
Personally, if this were me, I don't know what's behind this wall, but it doesn't look like there's much because these are insects. So
What is this right here?
well, you have some ductwork. In there.
Okay, that's it.
So, it goes into it goes right here. There's a door down there. There's a door, so this can go all back to the wall. I would take this wall out and move that.
What is that door?
It goes.
We hadn't gone over there yet.
It's to the. Got the front door done.
So, anyways, so what I would have done was I would have taken this out. I would have opened this
door and make it like a regular shape instead of all this. Would you have done?
Yeah, I would have probably. I would have just opened it.
Yeah.
And I would have made. I would have probably put. I would have probably put the toilet over this area.
Yeah.
And I would have opened and taken this whole space right here.
Yeah, this would be a nice size.
Yeah, if it was just like a square.
Anything over here, you should just put like a linen closet.
It's a little closet with this little ductwork right here.
Oh, right by the front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then wouldn't it be ideal if you're doing like a project
But
like
it's
this
easy.
to gut everything?
It can be.
you
If
should
you're going to
gut
put
the-
100-some thousand in a neighborhood like this, yeah, you're going to
Get it, yeah.
But it's easy for us to say that.
Yeah, because we're not the ones dealing with
Being armchair
money
quarterbacks,
issues.
it's real easy to be an armchair quarterback.
Or a backseat driver.
Or a backseat driver, that's right. It's real easy. So,
But
We know he's over budget, so
But you're
depending on what
thinking
his
a
budget started with.
$600,000 house.
Yeah, but depending on what his budget was to start with, he may have thought the better idea was to keep this where it was.
there's lots of reasons why you shift gears.
Yeah.
Lots of reasons.
And if
why.
you can sell it, then.
Bathrooms and kitchens can cost you a lot of money if you.
But that's what sells.
But that's what sells, though. That's the most important thing.
Because that's where people spend most of their time.
So the thing I will tell you that a good takeaway is if you're whatever color scheme you're going with,
make it go throughout the house.
you don't want you can put a warm color in here, but make the whole room a warm color. Okay, don't combine warm and cold together. And do y'all know what I mean by warm and cold?
Yeah, the color spectrum, right?
Okay. What's the warm color in this room? Anybody know?
Tile, floor,
And the tile. What's the cold color?
the walls.
The walls. The walls. You know, this is more of a neutral color, white. You can go with anything, but the cold color is the gray, and the brushed nickel. That's more of a cold color versus a warm color. A warm color would be the tan, browns. I mean, even
yellowy
this,
color.
Yeah, I mean, even this right here. Sorry, Rick. Even that's more of a warm color. Okay, you can see and you can tell by looking at this versus the white and this versus the gray.
Yeah, it's got more yellow tint.
Right, which if you take this, if you were to take this and put this on different color cabinets or a different color wall, this would stand out really well. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but
You guys want to check out the rest of the house?
You were talking the steam shower over here, is that the same as a sauna?
Sort of, yeah, well, no. I mean, steam shower is, it, no.
No, they were saying they would have.
He would have.
I see I have this mirror here also.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I have 2 of them from Wayfair.
Oh, so that's
Okay.
where, that's
Nobody
like
likes
the,
them.
I like the mirror.
Is that the back of the mirror?
That's the front of the mirror, and it's the
Showing.
rope, and then the,
Yeah, there was a mirror here that had the rope around the
this
top.
one, somebody said you wanted to buy one, and I have it, it's brand
Well, if
new.
anybody online wants to buy it, how do they reach you? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, yeah.
But see, I would have taken this back to here. I would have put my shower, I would have taken this all the way across.
That's huge.
Exactly.
It's like party size.
Exactly. And I would have taken this and moved it over there. The toilet, I would have moved the toilet over there. You have the plumbing, you have the right plumbing over there. You have the right plumbing here. It's just,
All right.
because when you walk in, you look at this massive shower.
See the elevation. Because see, that doesn't have the elevation.
Hi, Don. Johnny.
Step down.
There is a step down. Hey, Don, Johnny had a question out here. I don't see him in the room. But that is a big little step down.
Why do you think that is if there's no elevation here? Did they
Chances
build it up
are,
or something? I don't know about that.
Don't know the answer to that.
Probably built up and then they still put concrete poured on it.
That's the only thing I can
These
think
buildings
of.
look nice.
This was built in 1960.
You see this?
I love that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's gonna make the one you're real happy, you know.
Mud bed, and they may have just taken the skin ceramic off the top.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only thing I can think of.
But Johnny was asking what these are for. He's been seeing.
They are smoke detectors.
That's what I figured.
A nice straight ceiling would have been nice. I'm just saying. Because you can see it.
Each room has one of these. These are smoke detectors. Like
Are tray ceilings still in style?
yeah.
Or are they going with the vaulted ceilings more?
Either one.
Either one, yeah, something.
Either one. Anything that opens up the eye. So where is that? Open that door, John.
That's it.
We saw everything.
That's that bathroom. So this is what we're looking at through there.
Interesting. What is this?
That's got to be something to do with the, I don't know if it's a hot water heater or whatever. It's got pipes going into it. Is that one of those electric heaters?
Oh, yeah, tankless.
Tankless?
I'm about to put one in my own house.
I don't think so. I don't know, maybe. It might be.
Have a brand on it anywhere?
Yeah, yeah.
So if I was to join Atlanta REIA, it's called Chrissy. It's I highly recommend it. It's only $100 a year.
Yeah, I joined. And you don't have to pay.
In fact, if you join today, you can come to Don's due diligence workshop and no charge.
You didn't miss a thing there, did you? You didn't miss a thing there, did you? You heard join and REIA.
I'm hard of hearing this year, and I heard that.
The lady with the ponytail.
Yes, Chrissy.
Black boots.
All right, we have not seen this side of the house yet, or the garage, because they were working down here earlier. So I'll just walk you through here real quick. We got another bathroom. Look at this little bonus room. I guess this could be a real small bedroom or an office.
Could be an office.
Yeah, it's got windows, it's got doors, it's got access to a
So it actually
bathroom.
has 3 bathrooms.
Oh, is this the laundry room? I don't see any electrical.
And plus, normally you don't put wood floors with a line.
True. So this must be like a little office.
Yeah.
Could be an office, yeah.
We haven't found it yet. So this may be it. This may be the laundry.
Yeah.
Because normally it's from right off the.
Because it's right off the garage.
I'm sorry, I keep hitting.
Nice big garage. I see things. It's like a big storage area above the garage up there.
So they have to do this over or something.
He doesn't have the kids, he was a member, I never that patient.
Yeah, is this the leak you were talking about?
This is all back earlier.
Yeah. He was talking about earlier outside that there were some issues. Here's the water issue he was talking about.
So that's why it needs waterproofing.
So this was one of those unexpected things that he's working on getting fixed to stop the leakage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a nice big garage.
There's a water heater.
Anybody need one of these?
My storage. That's what I was saying. Nice little wall for the kids to play with.
Oh, man.
I like this.
Here's the leakage
That's
he was
some
talking
great
about.
storage. I like this from an aesthetic standpoint. It's from a functional. I would have probably put an attic up there.
I've never seen a garage with a ceiling.
Yeah, neither. I would have probably put an attic so that you could store stuff in it. Above.
And they still can. They can
Exactly.
duplicate this over here.
Yeah, that's what I.
And look how deep it's a deep garage too.
I know, it's a
Yes.
You can pull the F-150 and stuff, pull your room up over.
Is it high enough?
That's the only thing you need.
Yeah, like this thing might prevent certain vehicles from coming in here. No?
If you get a lifted 4x4, yeah. I'll lift it on. It's not this tall.
Okay, so that's
It's getting close, but it's good.
It looks like they're building some cabinets or something.
These are the more build-ins. They're probably.
So Don, can I have one of those?
Selections for you, or do you do it now? You've been doing it. Like I asked a question about, well, he's away, who's doing all this?
I do all my own.
So you're doing it, okay.
Well, Don, you want to come outside and wrap up with some closing comments, and we'll kill the feed. Hey, everybody at home, I appreciate you guys joining in and watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got the last-minute questions for Don, send them in here on Facebook, and we'll get them answered. I saw a lot of comments coming in, but not a lot of questions, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. So you guys were asking about the vehicles, will they fit in the garage? Yeah, these trucks aren't that tall. They'll get in there under that thing. All right, Don, you got any final comments?
You could, yeah, it's for two people. This is full, there's two people. If you could use this.
Let me close this out.
You guys,
All right, I don't have any other comments other than thank you very much for joining us. I hope you all enjoyed it. I want to give Rick a special thanks for, last minute diving in and letting us take a look into his world. So I appreciate that, Rick. Thank you very much. And next month, where are we going next month?
Next month, I don't have the address, but it's Manesh Shadero's, one of his properties. I'm not sure if it's his property or one of his customers' properties.
Okay.
But it's going to be one of Manish's deals in Atlanta. He's going to be speaking at the Beginning Investor Group on the third Monday, and then the very next day, we're going out to one of the net worth properties.
Okay. And then we'll probably have, if Lancelot's still available, we'll go there because it'll be done.
Yeah, because I may start scheduling a second on-site each month.
It'll be done by then.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be. I just didn't want to show it because it wasn't finished.
I was thinking about maybe doing something like on the first Tuesday, perhaps. So we'll see. We're talking about scheduling another one of these because we absolutely enjoy them. I know you folks at home do as well. So I appreciate you guys all being here. I'm going to try to see if this works. Flip the camera around. Say goodbye, everybody. Bye. I'm always the guy behind the camera. And
goodbye.
Hold on one second. I've got it in selfie mode. I got to turn it back. Well, yeah, because I'm never on film. Now say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye,
everybody.
All right, we'll see you next time at the Onsite Renovation Group. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out AtlantaREIA.com for more details on a lot of the events we have coming up. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.